Welcome to Matt's plot and welcome back down the plot. We are no longer on plot 119. We're still on the same site. You may see if you follow on Instagram, I'm now on plot 89, which is a total redo. It was in a bit of a state. I'll try and insert a few pictures somewhere along this if I can. But let me introduce you to the new plot, plot 89. So plot 89, here we go. A lot of change over the last 4 or 5 months. I got it middle of summer, didn't really do anything to it, and then really attacked it for about 2 months. It was full of raised beds, and I'm sure I'll try and insert some pictures and you'll see. But what I've done now is I've taken all the wood out, changed it a few times, and I've got loads of different little beds. Very much that market garden feel, no dig, lots of compost on there. I've just made these little raised beds, try to limit the wood as much as possible. The little bit of wood down there you see, that will be going, just to try and stop the pests if possible. I've got a little wormery going on down there. They're going to be full of strawberries, a few daffs, wood chip experiment going on, some leaf mould, other bits and bobs. When I moved on the site, it already had the tunnel, but didn't have a cover. So I went on Marketplace, got myself the cover and got that all set up. You can see it is a bit wet. This plot probably hasn't been worked properly for, gosh, 2 years maybe. You can just see there's lots of things starting to come through this. I think this is an old asparagus crown. So we're going to see what comes up on those beds. I'm not going to dig them out. I'll just leave it as a perennial bed and add some of the perennials to it. But you can see this first year, you can just see here, look, see these bits coming through. There's loads of old bulbs in here, bits of rhubarb root, all sorts. So this first year we'll be figuring out what's going on. But I do have big plans. We will get a lot going. I've just come down to put some markers in of what I'm growing and where I'm growing it. This is a little soft fruit area. Majority of this was left on here. I've got some blackberries, sorry, some black currant, red currant, gooseberries, raspberries at the back, and then some of those thornless blackberries over there. So yeah, this first year is very much experimental, but I'm going to be growing a lot more. So I do want to get back on the videos, showing you what's going on. Let me show you what's happening in this here polytunnel. A little tree that was in the way, so I dug her out, shifted her over. In here, you can see we've got the garlic going on, some spinach, early strawberries up in the pots, and they'll have these ones in the centre. We'll have some tumbling toms in. At the minute they're empty, but they'll have tumbling tomatoes in. So far down here I've got a little bit of spinach, some spinach chard, the garlic, more garlic over here, red onions, white onions. Garden centre was doing a deal on these Calabrese plants, but yeah, slugs have enjoyed them, so that's okay. But yeah, big plans going forwards, so yeah, should be good. Okay, so just spent 5-10 minutes just putting in the tags of where I want things, and just to give you a brief explanation, this little line, these one here, this is possibly going to be cordon fruit trees. I'm looking at taking these 2 big trees out here, and they're just too big, too much shade. It's 2 plum trees. Do you need that many plums? Or I might just cut them down and really prune them heavily. I'm not too sure at the moment. So this here will be cordon fruit trees. And as you look, you can see the different tags. So we've got beetroot, 2 different types, golden and bulk hardy. And coming down to the kohlrabi on this one. That one has got the possible asparagus in, which is just here. So you're going to see if that crown comes up. There's also something spurting up over here. So we don't know. We'll see. But going down this line, we've got some celeriac that's going to be going in. King Edwards will be in these, this one and this one, basically just because it gives it loads of time to dry out. Those King Edwards spuds aren't going to be going in for a while yet. So it just gives that land a lot of time to dry out. This is the wettest bit of the plot. Not sure why. yeah, so it just needs some time for the worms to start working. The reason I'm putting the King Eddies in is because that's going to really help with the root, really get some movement with the worms moving on. I've heavily composted this area to try and get the worms in to naturally cause those holes for the water to drain out of. But yeah, we'll keep on cracking on with those. And these two beds here are going to be Charlotte potatoes and Charlotte potatoes. And then we're going to have these two here. This will be Pentland Javelin followed by Leeks. And again, that one will be Pentland Javelin. Pentland Javelin's a first early, Charlotte's second early, and then obviously King Edward is the main crop. I'm currently wondering if I'm going to cut these beds in half. This is at the moment a 12-foot bed. So I could cut it into 5.5 with a path. I don't know yet. I do want to grow quite a lot of stuff, but not a lot of each thing. So where I've got over here, I've got my summer cabbages. I'm in that gap there. So in this 5.5 foot bed, I'll probably have, I don't know, 10 cabbages, possibly. They won't grow very big because they're quite tight. So yeah, we're just going to see, have a play, see what we can fit in. So I've got my parsnips over here, my Brussels sprouts will be over here, my kale Nero. Anything that has to be in over winter will be on this side of the plot because it seems at the moment to be the dry side. If I put anything over there for the winter, you can see already it's just going to rot, or even anything early. Today is the 12th. I'm not sure what day this is going to come out. It's the 12th of February, and I've already sown a load of salad and other bits and bobs today. Anything from the 12th to the 16th of Feb is a really good date to be doing lettuce or salads, spinach, spring onion, leeks, all that good stuff. That's the first sowing I've done. I don't believe in sowing anything before, well, today, 12th of February should be the first day you're even looking at your seeds, really. Otherwise it costs too much with artificial light and re-sowing, etc. So that's what I've done, and then I'll wait till March to do any of my tomatoes or anything that needs heat and light. It's just not worth it. You're going to put all your effort into it and it'll just die. So yeah, not worth it. I am thinking, whilst I'm standing here, I may just cut these 3 beds. Once the garlic's finished, I'll chop those beds in half, and that just gives me a few more growing areas. So I don't want to grow lots of one thing. I'd rather have lots of different beds that if I want to grow, like here where I've got 2 lots of beetroot, I just do 2 beds rather than filling one big bed. And then if my golden beetroot finishes early, I can start whipping it out and backfilling it with something. So yeah, it's all about growing lots of different vegetables. Just to see this year, I'm really going to go at it and see how sustainable or self-sustainable we can be on salads and vegetables throughout the year. The only issue I'll have is with my squashes, because I won't have a big area really for my squashes. So I've got one down here, one up here, and they're only 2 and a bit foot wide. So it doesn't really give me a lot of space for squash, but let's see what happens. We'll let them wander. I can always use the flower bed just up here for squash if needs be. So yeah, I'm going to finish off this and I'll get back to you as I'm leaving. Right, so there's a brief introduction to the new plot and what I'm planning on doing this year. It is still really early in the year to be doing anything really, apart from cleaning up your plot and sorting it out. My seeds are all inside on the underfloor heating at the moment. I've done them this morning and they'll stay inside for at least a week until they've germinated and then go out and be under fleece in the greenhouse. So don't listen to what they say. Don't plant anything yet if you haven't got the right place to do it. They'll just go leggy and you'll get upset. You'll catch up if you wait till March, don't worry. But yeah, I'm going to do a lot more this year, so keep up with me, see what's going on. I'll see you all soon.